Hello students, we're going to build on our knowledge from yesterday that is talking about complementary, supplementary angles that are adjacent. Today we're going to talk about some more adjacent angles, but this time they're not just on a line or on a right angle. They're going to be found on a circle. So the title of this is 5.2 angles that share a vertex. Go ahead and write this down. You can pause the video if you need to and just click play whenever you're ready. The first thing we'll need to acknowledge is the fact that any circle like that will have an angle of 360 degrees. You may have heard this before. People say, oh, like do a 360, right? A 360 spin. 360 just means from the starting point, if you go in a full circle, you're going to find that it is going to be a total of 360 degrees. So this is what we call a vertex. Okay, a vertex is a point that angles surround. The concept is pretty simple here. In a vertex, when you're trying to add it up, also, by the way, let's just say that the plural of this word is vertices. V-E-R-T-I-C-E-S. I might say how many vertices, whatever. So that just means a vertex, or that means angles that are on a circular point. So let's say we have a line right there. We have another line sticking out of there. We have another line sticking out of there. And we have a line going like that. As you can see, it seems pretty chaotic. But let's say you want to measure all these angles somehow, okay? And, we could label them as A, B, C, D. We're not going to do that just as of right now, but just keep that in mind. You could label any one of these points with any letters. All right. So let's say this right here is going to be, it looks something like 30 degrees. And let's say something like this is going to be 35 degrees. And this angle is going to be, let's just say looks like it's at about 80 degrees. Let's make it 80 degrees. Now I'm just estimating. The question is, the last angle, what would it be? All right, so like I said, it's just as simple as yesterday's, where you write down the first, or like what the main angle will be. So like it's going to be 360 degrees, and 360 degrees would equal 30 degrees plus 35 degrees plus 80 degrees plus whatever this last angle is. And let's just say it's this. We're going to use that symbol to signify the angle there. So then you could use some algebra to figure this out. 145 degrees plus that. So now for both sides, I would have to subtract 145 degrees. And if I do that, I'll find that theta, or that symbol right there, that random angle, is 360 minus 145, which means it should be at around 200 and, let's see if I get this right, 15 degrees. And that's your answer, 215 degrees. How do I do that? I just, instead of using 90 or 80, I use 360. By the way, this 360 does make sense if you think about it, because you could see that the angle, if you want just a clear view, you know that this is 190 degree right there. Let's say that's a square angle or right angle. And then, if I completed that line, there'll be another right angle, right? Which we know is 180. And so then if I add two more of those, then it's going to be a total of 4 90-degree angles, which makes this a full 360. Now, sometimes you do need to add a little bit of algebra into this. So let's try another practice question. And in this question, what we are going to do is we're going to have different angles. So let's have 3 different angles here. They do look kind of even, but we'll try to make this a little bit different. So let's say that, we see that there's an obtuse angle. So it's about, let's make this one 120 degrees. And then if we have another angle that is, let's say 70 degrees, then sometimes you might have a question that might say, well, this angle is not just x, but it is 2 times x. So 2x, and we'll add the angle sign there. So how do you solve this? Well, a little bit of algebra will be thrown in here, okay? So we start off the same way. We're going to start off with 360 degrees is the total. And that is going to be equal to, well, let's take the first angle, which is 70 degrees, plus the second angle, which is 120 degrees. And then we add the third angle, which is in this case 2x degrees. So how do we solve this? You start off with, so for me, I like starting off by just adding all the numbers together, right? All the like terms, we combine them. So it's going to be 190 degrees there plus 2x degrees. Then we're going to say, okay, we subtract 190 degrees from both sides, and that way it crosses off the one on the right side. And so on the left side, I should be left with 170 degrees. And that is equal to 2x degrees. Now, the thing is, I'm not quite done because I don't have the answer just yet. Remember that is equal to 2 of whatever x would be. So then I would have to divide, right? We're doing the opposite, divide both sides by 2. Then this would leave me with 170 divided by 2 is 85 degrees. And that is going to be equal to x degrees. So just keep that in mind when you look at the questions. Usually, though, the dividing will be towards the end. So that's a nice little piece there. You don't have to do it in the beginning. So what I would like you to do is we could cut off the lesson here, and I'd like you to try the questions on pages 21 to 22. And you should have, I believe, 3 questions. Yeah, 3 questions there. So try numbers 1 to 3 for the rest of your homework for today. And then we're going to continue on with opposite angles in tomorrow's lesson.